So usually after you gather enough information about your target, then you are ready to carry out the attack that you want to do. So in this section, the spying section, and in the next section, the exploitation, we're going to talk about how you can actually launch attacks to achieve your goal. Now, in the spying section, we're going to be talking about attacks that allow us to get usernames, passwords, chat messages, any type of sensitive information that might be useful to you. We're going to talk about 3 main methods to become the man in the middle. As you can see, we have 3 big circles. Each one of them represent a different way of becoming the man in the middle. Now, what I mean by becoming the man in the middle is being in the middle of the connection between your target and the source of the requests. So in most of the cases is the server. So when you are the man in the middle, all the requests and the responses going to and from the target machine will be going through your device. So any request to any website, any username, any password, any chat message, anything a target person does will be sent to your device, then to the internet, and when it comes back, it comes to your device, then to the target person. Now, as I said, we're going to be talking about 3 different methods to achieve that, and why that device starts treating you as a man in the middle is different depending on the method. Once you're the man in the middle, you can read usernames, you can read passwords, so you can read all kind of packets. You can also intercept these packets, so you can modify them. So, for example, if a person is downloading a file, you can get him to download a different file without them even knowing. If they request Facebook.com, you can take them somewhere else with a fake Facebook login. You won't need to do that because you're going to be able to get the usernames and passwords anyway. You'll be able to sniff cookies, you'll be able to sniff passwords, usernames, URLs, images, anything that goes through the target person and between you. After you are the man in the middle, we're going to talk about different attacks in different scenarios. So you can mix and match these attacks. So for example, if I spoke about a few attacks that you can do using the bad USB method, you can actually do them when you're ARP poisoning. So the method of becoming the man in the middle is irrelevant. So these small circles represent the attacks that you can do after becoming the man in the middle, and you can do them regardless of the method that you used to achieve becoming the man in the middle. Also, with this section, some of the attacks that we're going to learn in this section, we're actually going to carry them out in the next section into bigger scenarios to show you how we can gain full access to computers using different methods. So, the 3 main methods that we're going to use to become the man in the middle are the bad USB man in the middle attack, ARP poisoning, and evil access point. So, the bad USB man in the middle attack will basically allow you to become the man in the middle by connecting your Android device to the target laptop or to the target computer. Once you do that, the Android device is going to fool that computer that it is a wireless or that is a network card. Once it does that, it's also going to force all the traffic through the Android device. So instead of your laptop, for example, when you go to google.com, it's going to use your wireless card or your wired card and use the means of connection, whether you're connected by a wire or wireless. Go to the router, ask for Google, bring it back. When you connect your Android device to it, it's actually going to think the card is your Android device. So when it wants to go to google.com, it's going to send it to your device. Then your device using 3G or using another wireless card will go get google.com and give it back to the computer. So your device is the man in the middle. All the packets will be flowing through your device. Therefore, you can read, intercept, or modify them. Again, we're going to talk about this in more detail, and the attacks that you achieve after that, you can mix them or you can do them with other man-in-the-middle attacks. It doesn't really matter how you become the man in the middle. Once you're the man in the middle, you can do these attacks anyway. The second method is using ARP poisoning. This is a bit more complicated, but It's explained in diagrams, and once you actually understand it, it's really simple. At the start, it's hard to get your head around, but once you actually go through the lessons, it's going to be very simple, very powerful, very useful attack. This is very powerful and useful because you don't need to physically connect your Android device. It literally works because of a flaw in the ARP protocol. So we're going to talk about this flaw and we're going to understand how this works. Once you can actually do this, you can run it on wired and on wireless networks. It's very powerful and works on all operating systems. So it is very, very useful. The bad USB attack also works on all operating systems, Windows, Linux, and Mac. And the third method that we're going to talk about is the evil access point. So in this method, we're actually going to create a wireless network. So we're going to use our Android device the same way when you do tethering. So when you tether your 3G connection to help a friend to access the internet, the exact same way. We're going to tether the internet connection on our Android device. Can do it again using 3G or using Wi-Fi. And if you're going to use Wi-Fi, you're going to need 2 cards, and I'm going to explain that. So we're basically going to create an access point. For example, you can call it free internet. When people connect to this access point, you're automatically the server. So automatically when they want to go to any website, they're going to send you the request. And when you get the request, you're going to send the response to them. So automatically you are the man in the middle, and the packets will naturally flow through your device, which means that you can read, intercept, or modify them. Again, all of these attacks, we're going to talk about them in more details, and we're going to talk about what you can do after you become the man in the middle. And in the next section, we'll actually see how we can mix this with other exploitation methods to gain full access to the target computers.